Every serious business tracks metrics: revenue, growth, engagement, efficiency, retention, margins. Metrics are supposed to create clarity. They are meant to reduce emotion. They promise objectivity. But in many organizations, metrics don't just measure performance. They shape behavior. And that is where the danger begins. Because what gets measured does not just get managed. It slowly becomes the only thing that matters. Early-stage companies rely heavily on judgment. Founders make calls with incomplete data. They trust intuition, context, and long-term vision. As organizations grow, metrics enter to bring discipline. This is necessary. The problem starts when metrics replace judgment instead of supporting it. Decisions become reactions to dashboards. Leadership discussions shift from, "What should we build?" to, "What does the number say?" At that point, strategy becomes arithmetic. Metrics are good at measuring what is immediate: quarterly revenue, monthly growth, weekly engagement, daily activity. They are bad at measuring what compounds slowly: brand trust, customer loyalty, organizational learning, strategic positioning. So organizations begin optimizing what they can see, even if it undermines what actually creates long-term value. Nothing is intentionally destroyed, it simply stops being prioritized. Metrics don't act alone, they are tied to rewards, bonuses, promotions, recognition, job security. Once incentives are attached, behavior follows predictably. People don't optimize for the company's future, they optimize for their scorecard. Short-term wins become more valuable than long-term health. Safe improvements outperform uncertain breakthroughs. This is not because people are short-sighted, it's because systems reward short-term visibility. Metrics often optimize parts of the organization independently. Marketing optimizes acquisition cost. Sales optimizes close rate. Product optimizes engagement. Operations optimizes efficiency. Each team improves its own number, but the organization as a whole may suffer. Customer experience fragments. Long-term differentiation erodes. Strategic coherence disappears. No one is failing their metric, yet the business slowly loses direction. Metrics are not neutral, they reflect assumptions about what matters. When those assumptions become outdated, the numbers remain, but their meaning changes. A rising metric can signal success, or decay. Growth achieved by discounts. Engagement driven by manipulation. Revenue inflated by short-term extraction. The metric improves. The business weakens. And because the dashboard looks healthy, concern feels unjustified. Metrics compress time. They pull future consequences into the background, and amplify immediate outcomes. Decisions are judged quickly. Initiatives are evaluated early. Experiments are killed before learning completes. Anything that does not show progress fast enough feels inefficient. But meaningful advantages often look unproductive before they become obvious. Metrics struggle with patience. Exploration produces weak metrics at first. New markets are small. New products are imperfect. New ideas look inefficient. In metric-driven environments, exploration appears irresponsible, so it is reduced, then formalized, then quietly removed. Innovation does not fail loudly, it fades out through reporting cycles. Metrics offer protection, they justify decisions, they deflect blame, they create the appearance of rigor. Saying, "The data supports this," feels safer than saying, "This matters strategically." Over time, leaders learn to speak in numbers. Even when the numbers don't capture reality, the organization follows that language. Metrics-driven damage is slow. Customer trust erodes quietly. Talent engagement declines subtly. Strategic flexibility narrows gradually. By the time financial performance is affected, the underlying causes are already embedded in culture. At that point, fixing metrics is not enough. The organization has learned the wrong lessons for too long. Metrics are tools. They are not goals. When metrics become the objective, strategy disappears. Instead of asking, "What outcome are we trying to create?" organizations ask, "What number do we need to improve?" The first question builds businesses. The second maintains systems, until they break. Healthy organizations treat metrics as signals, not commands. They ask, "What is this number missing? What behavior is this encouraging? What long-term effect could this create?" They allow some initiatives to look inefficient. They protect learning periods. They separate evaluation from experimentation. Most importantly, they accept that not everything valuable can be measured precisely. The real risk is not bad metrics. It is unquestioned metrics. When numbers are no longer challenged, they stop informing decisions, and start controlling them. At that point, the organization is no longer led. It is managed by its own measurement system. Metrics are powerful. They can sharpen focus or narrow vision. They can support strategy or quietly replace it. The difference is not in the numbers themselves, but in how much authority they are given. Because the fastest way to lose long-term value is to become extremely good at measuring the wrong things.